All right. How you guys doing? What's up? What's up? Dude, it's like one it's like 1:30 in the morning. Anyway, I just finished work right now, so I wanted to do this stream real quick. I had a comment, right, from one of my old videos. That was like almost 2 years ago now. And Psycho Candy. What's up, man? What's going on? Psycho Candy. Nah, is that a dude or a girl? I don't know who you are, but what's up? How you doing? All right, so check this out, right? So I had a comment from a video that I did that was like almost 2 years ago now, and it was discussing where it was actually discussing men being leaders of the household, being in charge of the household and stuff like that. And someone actually left a comment. I thought it was actually pretty interesting, and I wanted to make a video about it. Hold on, let me share. Let me share the screen so you guys could see the comment. I'm gonna read it for you real quick. All right. This young lady goes by the name of Mary Jean Louise. So Mary Jean Louis, I think she's Haitian. All right. So basically, as the topic was, I was talking about why should men be the head of household, where I was discussing the difference between, like, let's say, logical and emotional, where it either, I mean, even though both of these aspects are necessary, but sometimes you need the logical, the being more logical helps you actually make a decision that has to do with, sacrifice and certain things that where women tend to be less disciplined when it comes to the logical side, when it comes to the sacrifice, when it comes to the sacrificial stuff, because it's their brain or their nature is more geared towards survival. So versus a man is more geared towards sometimes what's necessary, and sometimes what's necessary is not always the most the most feel good type, right? But anyway, so I was going through all that, and then she said, but then, well, basically, what I was also saying that it's good when you, let's say, okay, when you have someone that can actually help you build your dream, basically, right? So let's say that you have, as a man, a lot of time, once you reach that age, you're married and stuff like that, you start thinking about legacy. You start thinking about long-term goals, a long-term journey and stuff like that. And your woman, she's there to help you accomplish those dreams. She's there to help you build those dreams. So it is up to you to actually give her some directions. Give her, you have to lead her. You cannot expect a woman to just like kind of submit to you and stuff like that, or bow down to you when you're not, or to follow your lead when you're not leading anywhere, when you're not going anywhere, right? But anyway, so look, get something on my eyes. I hate that. All right, cool. So she said, but then she spent all this time working on your career and financial stability gold. And what happened to her if y'all don't work out? She's shit out of luck and no career to fall back on to help support her kids. All right, which is like, this is the fear of a lot of women have, right? The fear of, well, I have to put myself in a position just in case uh the husband decide to leave me, type of thing, right? Because I get that part. I get it, because that was also where when the whole divorce and financial stuff started to come about for women. That was, it is a good case, right? Because let's say when you're looking at the 50s, right, the 50s, the 60s, or whatever the case may be, you have a lot of women that ended up staying in abusive relationship and couldn't get out of it because they wouldn't have any financial support once once, let's say, they had to let go of their husband, right, or their partner that was being abusive to them, right? So then, back when the divorce court and all this, child support stuff was settled, there were a lot of relationship that was just like toxic, you know. But at the same time, now when you reverse it, when we're looking back, you have now a lot of women are actually taking advantage of this whole court system and everything in order to actually screw the guy over. So I guess the point is, no matter what laws you actually put in place to protect a group of people, there's always going to be the opposite that's going to take advantage of that, that's going to actually use it to their detriment, to the best of their ability, to, okay, like let's say for instance, right, if let's say we have the hate crime laws, right? Hate crime law, it was set up in a sense, in a way to protect, let's say, black people, or a specific class of people that were that were disenfranchised, that were systematic, no, system. I can't say that word. The system was like very unfair to them. And let's say what, black people or Jewish people or whatever kind of group. So then you have these laws that are set into place in order to actually protect those class, right? Or let's say gay people, so on and so forth. However, then you also gonna have people that takes advantage of it, where they use it to their advantage. They use it to the fullest. It's like, let's say you don't get a job and stuff like that. You just, hey, you cry racism, right? Or if you're a woman, you cry sexism, you cry ageism. There's so many isms you could cry out in order to actually get what you want, even when you don't deserve what you think you're getting, right? So it's the same thing. It's the same thing with divorce. It's the same thing with before divorce, and we people are gonna take advantage of whatever system you set up. There's no way around it, right? But anyway, so now, as far as what she's talking about, right? So, which I replied to her. Hold on, first let me see if you guys left me any comments and stuff like that. All right, I'm a dude. Oh, listen, dude. We don't have to worry about this kid. We're talking about something more important now. So he doesn't matter. All right. Anyway, so check this out, right? So now check. You have, okay. Let's say you married and stuff like that, right? Let's say a woman is married and she wants to have a career to fall back on just in case things happen. Here's the dilemma with women with career, right? It's not a bad thing for a woman to have a career. It's good. It's a good thing for a woman to actually have a trade, or a skill or career, something she could actually make money out of, which is good. Nothing wrong with that. The problem is like, there's two things that happen. The fear of the insecurity that I need to be able to take care of myself just in case, right? So that's one thing. And then also the other thing is, like, the culture, the feminism culture in the Western society kind of make let's say women believe that they can have it all at once. And as a career, right, when you try to as a woman, let's say you chasing a career and then being a mother at the same time, it's going to be hard to be great at both of them. You're going to be mediocre at best. You're going to be mediocre at best on both of them. Because let's say that, all right, you go for a long-term career, right? Okay, let's say you go for like a doctor or something like that. All right, cool. To be a doctor, it takes you about like at least 10 years. I mean, at least 8 years. For what, general practitioner or something like that. All right. Okay, cool. So so 8 to 10 years for schooling. So let's say you start your schooling at 18. So let's say by 28. By 28, you get married, and then, okay, you just finish your degree and stuff like that, right? And then you, within like 2 years or so, you are in a relationship, you get married, and then you're about to start a family. So you spend about 8 to 10 years in school, and you start a family. So your career is already put on hold already, because you now have a family to start, pregnancy, being home with the kids, so on and so forth. And now you get yourself into a huge amount of debt, let's say within the hundreds of thousands. and stuff like that. And that responsibility now falls upon your husband to not only be, not only be able to provide for the family, but also to make sure that to take care of some of the some of the financial obligation that comes with your career, right? So yeah, you might be a doctor, you might be a doctor that work like what, part-time, or can you really be able to work full-time when you have like a toddler or so on and so forth? Or or you can be a professional, whatever the case may be, and then have a husband that actually, that his career is not first, is not a priority. So either you get yourself with someone that his career is not a priority, where you are the main breadwinner, and then he's the one that actually have to take care of some of the things that um women tend to take care of. However, the problem that comes with that, there's two things that also comes with that as well, right? Because one, that plays with the men's pride. Whereas because he's not the main breadwinner, then every time you guys get into an argument, into an argument, he's gonna feel like, oh, you talking to me a certain way because you're the one that makes the money. Right? It's like, listen, we can't help it. That's the ego part, right? That's one thing. And also, when we're looking at the other side as well too, it's like, when it comes to the woman, it's like, will you really able to honor and respect your man if he's actually not, if he's, not making more money than you, if he's like, not able to take care of you, and it's the other way around? What I mean by this, you have a lot of women that are professional, whether they're nurses or they have like a good career, they work at the office and stuff like that, right? Managerial type of thing. Yet they're dealing with guys like, that don't really have nothing, like the Pookies and all that stuff, right? I mean, I know I'm just generalizing, but at the same time, like when they are dealing with those type of guys, though, the fuck boys, right? When they are dealing with them, they don't respect those guys. And granted, those guys don't deserve the type of respect anyway, right? So I'm going on the tangent here. My point is this: it is possible to actually, you could start your career later in life if you want to, right? Like for instance, I start off as a graphic designer, and then I changed my career. Now I'm a trucker, right? So what is it that you want in life? Because if if you get into a career, right, if you think that career, that's what's gonna make you happy, then go for it. I pursue that dream. If that's what's gonna take to make you happy as a person, you pursue that dream. But you also got, you and your partner has to be on the same page, right? Which is where, when you are dating, that's when you're supposed to have this type of conversation. You got to find out what, your future spouse, um what is he into, or what is she into, right? And then to find out if you guys are compatible. But what tends to happen is, a lot of people get together, right? And they just kind of wing it until, like, let's say years pass by, and then that's when they like kind of try to figure each other out or source each other out. No, you're supposed to have this type of conversation. Okay, let's say you get, like, let's say 6 months to get all the sex out of the way, all the positions, blah blah blah, right? You blow her back out, she just rides you all, all sideways, whatever the case may be, right? But after 6 months of you doing all the kinky stuff that you guys usually do, it's like, when the lust aspects come into play, right? It is now the time that you actually start to talk about, your dreams, your goals, your aspiration, all these other things. You're supposed to talk about these things, because if not, then if you're not on the same page. Hold on, let me check this out real quick. All right, let me read some of these comments. I think it's good for women to have their own things. My mother was a stay-at-home mom for a while. My father encouraged her to go to school. My father ended up becoming blind, so she had to work. Yeah, I mean that. But listen to what you said, right? She was a stay-at-home mom for a while, and then when she went back to work, you were able to take care of yourself by that time, hopefully, right? And which is the cool point, where if let's say your kids are still young, then it's very difficult. If let's say the kids are like, you know, toddler and all that shit, I believe like once your kids are like, you know, teenagers, then you'll be able, you know, then you'll be able to make those steps. You could go back to school, learning you know, business, or whatever like you feel like you can actually do, right? And then of course your husband, she would, you know, he would encourage you and be like, yeah, you know, go for it, you know, get that degree, get that certifications, you know, do what you got to do, right? But while everything is like it's coming in like once, like you have a young family, you know, you have like a one kid or two kid or something like that, or sometimes three kids, then I'm sorry, your career gonna have to your career gonna have to take a back seat. Just like even for the guy, like at the beginning, because a lot of guys, they just want to be like, all right, I got this profession and then I want to start my own business, right? But if if like you can't really start your own business, um you got to have that security, right? Because when you start your own business, when you have like I don't have my own business yet, right? And the thing with security, like you somewhat depend on the weekly paycheck that's coming in, so you could actually budget yourself out. Versus when you have your own business, and then you gotta figure it out. You know, with clientels and all this other stuff. If you are established, great, go for it. But sometimes we have to take a step back on our dreams and then focus on the kids. The kids is usually a huge investment. Also, this is where I think men and women, we also look at things from we look at it wrong, because society tried to tell women that if you are stay at home mom or something like that, then you worthless, right? And if you're not bringing in like a financial, something financial to the table, then that means that you're worthless or something like that. No, but think about it though, right? Doing the stuff that you're doing at home, if you have to convert that into, or let's say, if you have to put a number on it, right? So let's say that your wife, she does the cooking, the cleaning, she's basically the home taker, right? She's the caretaker. What is the average salary for a caretaker? Is it $1,000 a week? So then, in a way, she's bringing in what she cannot bring in with capital. She's bringing in with her time. So she's contributing to the household with her managerial skills. She's the one that's making sure that like you have the supplies in the house, the toilet paper, the groceries, so on and so forth, right? She's bringing in something to the table, and her time, when you convert that, and when you convert that with money, when you convert her labor into money, into financial stuff, that is worth something, right? And but because we don't see it that way, women look at it, well, being a stay-at-home mom, that it's I'm not bringing in any money, I'm depending. Hey, what up, Steven? What's going on? I'm not bringing any money, I'm depending on the spouse to take care of me and stuff like that. What if he dumps me, right? So I get that fear. But now, once here's also the thing I wanted to bring up, right? So she said that, you know, the lady that left me a message. It's like, okay, so she's afraid of the guy, you know, the spouse leaving her, and then and then, you know, she's stuck with the kids and stuff like that. All right, cool. Nothing in the world is guaranteed, right? Let's say that's true. So you know, here's the self, but you don't also see the self-fulfilling prophecy. Because let's say that, okay, now you got your career, and then, you know, y'all both have a career, right? Y'all both thriving to actually work on your career and stuff like that. And then, but you have also the kids. The kids now are missing things from both parents because nobody's at home. Because both parents are working pretty hard. Both parents are trying to make their career advance. And then the kids left at home, you know. So then the woman, when she comes home from work, sometimes she has to bring in the work with her at home. So is she really gonna have time to actually, you know, making sure that the kids do their homework, or or the husband, is he gonna have the time to make sure that the kids do their homework? So both parents are lacking when it comes to actually, because your kids are an investment. Your kids are a huge investment into the future. Because look at our generation, right? My generation was the divorce generation. So the baby boomers and the generation X and stuff like that, they are the divorce generation because both parents, they were just always at work, always working, and then by the time they come home, both people are tired, and then they get into stupid fights. The dishes needs to be done, the house needs cleaning, and all this other stuff, right? And like there's so much stress that comes through just so you could actually tell society, hey, we both making great money, right? And now the question is like, is it worth it? Because the thing that you are afraid that might happen, as far as your spouse leaving you and stuff like that, it's actually gonna happen because you guys cannot get along, with the not just the financial stress, but because of the stress that comes with your career. If you have a great career and you go to work every day and you don't feel like it's work, then it's freaking awesome. Just like with me, with trucking, I love driving. So to me, it never feels like I'm actually working. I just get up, drive. That's it. I don't think about it. Right. So everything's a sacrifice. Everything is a sacrifice. The thing is, like, what are you willing to sacrifice to get what you want? And sometimes, okay, let's say if your career is the priority, then you got to sacrifice on something else, right? So, and that's why, when men, they are the one that's at work, they are the one that's actually taking the overtime, they are the one that's doing a whole bunch of stuff, and then to make sure they provide like a good uh financial, good stability for their family, so then their women don't have to work as hard. Their women don't have to go and take the overtime. Their woman can work part-time, so she can actually care for the children, because she's the one that's actually going to help with the homework. She's the one that's going to go with a PTA meeting. She's the one that's going to do a whole lot of stuff, you know or you could have the reverse, where the woman, she's the one that's doing all the overtime, that's the one that's actually the financial breadwinner and stuff like that, and then the guy's the one that's doing all these other things. It can do that too. It can be, because if you believe that's whole, like, anything a man can do, a woman can do it better, fine, go for it, right? But the thing is, like, would you be happy to switch that position? Because if everybody's chasing their dreams, then your children is gonna be, is gonna stuck raising themselves. He's gonna stuck being raised by the TV, being stuck raised by the propaganda. And as you can see, in a society where both people are chasing money, what the hell do we have? We have a whole bunch of social justice warriors, whole bunch of people that are mentally screwed because we're not paying attention to the future progeny. We're not paying attention to our kids, our investment. Also, what it tells me about, well, let's say, a woman that is afraid that her man will just leave her, right? It tells me that you are afraid to bet on your spouse, right? Because what I mean by this, right? Um, let's say that, okay, your husband try to start his career, try to start his dreams and all that stuff, right? And then you are trying to help him get to that position, whether it's helping him with the research, do the secretarial work and all that stuff, right? You've become invested in his success, and you are a part of the business. You are a shareholder of the business, because the amount of work that you put in, through the amount of work that you are actually, for the most part, you're not getting paid for, right? So now think about it, right? Not only, okay, not as a woman, right? You might be working part-time and everything, right? And then you are mainly the person responsible to manage the household. But also, um, let's say that if your husband's a trucker, he has his own truck and stuff like that, right? And then he start off as, he has his own or what you call it. Like, yeah, he's an owner operator. All right, cool. Guess what? Your woman can become the dispatcher. So she's the one that's actually finding she's the one that's actually finding new assignments for you on those websites and everything, right? So she's playing the role and actually growing your business, because you can either sit back, relax, and just drive the trucks, or you can be the one driving the trucks and then finding the next assignment, and then so you just having to wear like multiple hats. Just like when I used to do art commission. Like my girl, she was the one in Twitter and Facebook and stuff like that finding me new clients, like 80% of the time. And then what I do, I just like finish one commission, and I'm like, I bet what do we have? Do we have any potential clients and stuff like that, right? So she was helping me with my business, with what I was trying to do, right? So she's just as valuable to me, actually even more so than she is actually helping some other dude getting rich. Because when your woman, like, yeah, she's working full time, she's dedicating her life to a company, a huge company that don't even see her value, right? That doesn't even see her value or stuff like that, and that takes her hard work for granted. But you have to understand, if you also, as a husband, you take her hard work for granted, then it might make sense that she actually find it more comfortable or more soothing or more secure to help some other company getting richer, while both of you guys just on this wheel and not really going anywhere, just spending. You know? Hold up. Yeah, so um my point is, it's like you can always, yeah, you can start your career early or you can start it later, or a somebody's dream gonna have to take a backseat, right? And not because it doesn't mean that you give up your dreams. It all depends. Which is, then again, that's why courtship it's so necessary. I had a cousin of mine, right? He was dating a girl that was a salsa dancer, right? She would go to competitions and stuff like that, and they were pretty good for each other, but they ended up breaking up because he wasn't comfortable to the idea of, like, she's dancing with her partner, or like her dancing partner and everything, but at the same time he didn't want to be responsible for her giving up that dream. So then, therefore, they broke up. They broke up on good term, blah, blah, blah. They go their separate way. So sometimes it has to be that way. If, let's say, you're going out with someone, right? Let's say you're a chick, you're going out with someone, and then you are very career oriented. You wanna have you wanna be a doctor. You wanna do a whole bunch of this and that, right? And your boyfriend, or your boyfriend at the time, he's on something else, something different, and he's looking at it like, well, I want to have like multiple businesses, and I want to be able to actually, have someone that kind of do the nurturing aspect for me and stuff like that. Because I don't. So then, therefore, if you guys don't talk about it, where and then y'all just go along, whatever the case may be, and then boom, let's say y'all get married, right? So you still want to continue being, do whatever you want to do, right? You still want to do your career, and he want to pursue his dreams, stuff like that. And then, but it doesn't meet in the middle, it just clash. So guess what? That's why you end up having a divorce. That's why you end up going your separate ways and everything. So you have to find out if you guys are compatible for each other. If not, then it's doomed to fail. It's already failing. And that's why it's so important. It's so important to actually be able to have good communications with your partner. And so many people are so busy try to hide certain aspect of themselves, because it's almost as if like they want to trick someone into falling in love with them long term, and then work shit out afterward. Doesn't work that way. No. You lay it out on the table and see what happened. But yeah, anyway, so this is like I said, short one. I gotta do some video editing and for my other channel and stuff like that. So anyway, Art Banaka, thank you guys for coming through. I appreciate it. Psycho Candy, and Steven Rose. I'll talk to you guys later. All right? Yo, Steven, we got to do a stream, man, one of these days. But like I said, it's time's busy, man. I'm in Texas now. I'm in Texas now, by the way. So hope you know. Actually, right now, no, I'm not in Texas right now. Right now, I'm in where am I? Yeah, right now I'm in Arkansas. I'm all over the place, bro. All right, peace. I'm out of here. Thank you guys for coming through. Share, like, comment, and subscribe. All right.